What's up? And you're back. You know what? Some of you watch this show live, and I want to thank you all for that. Right now, we don't have any callers because this season, we're going to start off right in the heart of Carnival. So we're not going to have call-ins right now until after Ash Wednesday. But for those of you who want to be a little more interactive, you could always hit me up on Twitter at TT Gameplan, or you could check me out on Facebook, or you could leave your comments on the YouTube channel. Just look for Grassworks, Grasworx on YouTube. Right? So you check out all the on the record episodes. They're online on my YouTube channel. Anyhow, tonight we're talking about performance-enhancing drugs, how to get them. And right now we have Mr. Anderson. Of course, that's not his real name, but I love the Matrix. And is the reality of what we see in competitive sports today a matrix? Are we just getting the world pulled over our eyes?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Any athlete at a high level, whether it be bodybuilding, whether it be Olympic sprinting, whatever it may be, most of them, to sustain that level of performance, they are using something. But there are a million ways to beat the drug test. The IOC drug testing is light years behind steroid production. In fact, steroids are becoming outdated in terms of the drug of choice.
Right.
People tending to lean towards growth hormone and stuff now, and there is no test for it. Exactly. Right.
I was hearing a program the other day on the BBC, and they were talking about gene doping. You familiar with what's going on that front?
Vaguely. I have rudimentary knowledge of the gene doping.
What essentially is going on is these genes, once they get into your body starts producing something very, it's doing what your body is already doing, but it's like just a fraction off from what your body is producing. So it's going to be very difficult to come up with a test to get this. But you know what? We ain't talking about what's ahead of the game. We're talking about right now in the game. What's your biggest selling product?
Biggest selling steroid per se?
You tell me. I don't know what you sell. I know you ain't selling nuts on the guy.
All right. The steroid of choice most of the time to get bigger and stronger is going to be dianabol or anapollon or straight up testosterone.
Right. And this does what to you?
Testosterone, dianabol, anapollon, they all get you bigger, stronger, depending on how you're training, faster.
Let's use me as a guinea pig. I'm 6 foot tall, buff, used to be, but I was in the 80s. I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. I want to get sexy for Carnival.
For Carnival? Realistically, if you want to start a steroid cycle at this point for Carnival, you're a bit late.
How soon would I have had to start?
Realistically, to see good results.
Washboard abs.
Washboard abs. Yeah. You're looking at least 6 months.
6 months.
If you have never used, if you're, depending on where you're at right now in terms of your body, in terms of how you have trained before, you're looking at about 6 months.
Do you see a lot of those recreational users?
Most of the users are recreational users.
Really?
Most.
So what I find is kind of strange is that what you're saying is that these people would come to you and say, okay, I want to get big, I want to get strong. You're the hookup guy. But they have nothing. They're not in nothing. They're not going nowhere to compete. They just want to look good on the beach on a Sunday.
Pure vanity most of the time.
Vanity. Right. I know in our country we have a lot of biodiversity. We have a lot of different racial profiles. Let's be frank here. We have a lot of skinny Indian people. We have a lot of skinny Syrian people. We have a lot of skinny red man. You are a big, strong black man.
True.
So do you see a lot of people with that negative self-image coming in there and saying, you know what, I want to change this image. Help me do that with drugs?
Yes, a lot. Like I said, most.
Right. What about women?
Women also.
If you had to break up your market into gender.
Gender, I would say 70% men, 30% women.
And what do the women want? What do they want out of this?
They want to look sexy. Well, most of the women, if they're not competing in some sort of sport, whether it be bodybuilding, whether it be athletics, they want to look lean. They want to trim down for Carnival. They want to get sexy, and they want to do it fast.
That's fast.
A year?
A year? No, a year is not fast. People realistically think that you can get in shape, you know, within the carnival season.
Really?
People are coming to me now. People are rushing now in January to try to get in shape for March.
And what do you say to somebody like that? Do you care that they don't have realistic expectations?
Or is this just
I
a
do
job?
actually. No, I do actually. I would give them sound advice. It's up
Like
to them
what?
at the end of the day.
Like what?
I would tell them, depending on the condition they're in, depending on if they have ever competed, if they have ever trained, if they have ever been in shape, that steroids, yes, they're going to give you a superior edge, but it's not a miracle pill. It's not like you look at a cartoon and you see Bean tune up his thing on whatever, and he grows into a superhuman, you know what I mean?
Right.
It takes time, it takes training. You have to die. Steroids is not going to turn you into Mr. Olympia.
Right.
Your genetics have to come into play. The way that you eat is coming into play. The way that you train is coming into play.
What if my calves skinny?
Calves genetically, they tend to be very stubborn.
I know.
So-
but that's the biggest
If you
complaint.
don't have a little Chinese in here or Caucasian in here, and you don't have long incisions in your calves, you tend to going to have a problem. There's only so much you can do.
Is that I'm looking like little hops bread in the bag?
Yes. But the bodybuilding community, they started using something a while ago. It's called synthol. Synthol is something that you inject directly into the muscle. It's an oil. It's not necessarily a steroid, but it actually pumps up the site itself over time.
This is like weave.
Yes. It's not real. It's not real muscle.
You want long, glamorous muscle?
That's correct.
Go on, Charles. Let's read that
Buy
back.
some synthol and pump it
That
up.
is correct.
Pump it up.
It's not real muscle. It doesn't look real if you overdo it. Also,
Do you also sell that?
no, I don't. No, that is a joke. I'm not gonna sell that.
I was seeing some information on our site that the guy was posing and the synthol was coming up.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yes, of course.
Jeez.
If you overdo it,
What people will do to their bodies? We're gonna find out. Don't go away. On the record, we're talking about steroids. Call somebody, tell them turn on the TV and watch this show. We'll be right back.